Rose Leslie was every inch the blushing bride as she arrived at the tiny church where her family have worshipped for generations for her Scottish wedding to Game of Thrones co-star Kit Harington. The couple, who play hero Jon Snow and wildling Jit, travelled 2 miles from Wardhill Castle to Rayne Church, in Kirkton of Rayne, for the service conducted by Benedictine monk Father Chad Boulton, in a ceremony that was attended by the likes of Sophie Turner, Emilia Clarke, and Peter Dinklage. Rose, 31, was a vision as she headed into the chapel on the arm of her father clad in a billowing white gown with a lace bodice and intricately beaded veil that she secured on her tousled auburn hair. The radiant redhead also donned a cream floral headband using the same array of flowers that made up her miniature bouquet. Groom Kit arrived at the Church of Scotland chapel first, in a people carrier accompanied by his best man and ushers. Wearing a traditional morning suit, he beamed with pride as he walked into the ornate churchyard, waving at local well-wishers who had discovered the venue of the secret wedding. Brandishing his trademark long, unruly, black hair, Kit buttoned the black jacket of his traditional morning suit and pulled at the sleeves of his cuff-linked white shirt as he strode purposely into the churchyard. He chose not to wear a top hat. Bride Rose arrived almost an hour later with her fiercely proud father, Sebastian Leslie, in his top-of-the-range Land Rover. Clearly enjoying the day, Rose greeted the crowd with a cheerful hi as she stepped out of the car. Sebastian wore a kilt cut from the Leslie tartan, knee-length green socks and red garters, a sporran and dagger. He also wore a black jacket, black waistcoat, white shirt and red tie. Wearing a beautiful white dress, veil and a flower posy in her hair, Rose took her father's hand to walk under a birchwood arbor into the ancient church. The couple's nuptials took place in front of a star-studded crowd, with their Game of Thrones co-stars turning out to wish the couple well and watch them tie the knot. Yet it wasn't just their fellow castmates who attended the wedding of the year. Rampage actress Malin Ackerman, 40, as well as Mumford & Sons singer, Marcus Mumford, 31, who wore black trainers with his suit after being spotted with crutches, also made a debut. One of the first to arrive was actor Peter Dinklage, who plays Tyrion Lannister, and he was seen blowing a kiss to the crowd as he walked into the churchyard. The church congregation erupted in a roar of approval after the happy couple exchanged their vows and the priest announced to Kit, "You may kiss the bride." Also among the guests were Maisie Williams, who plays Arya Stark, Kit Harington's on-screen sister, as well as John Bradley West, who plays Samwell Tarly, Liam Cunningham, who plays Davos Seaworth, Gemma Whelan, who plays Yara Greyjoy, Liam Cunningham, who plays Davos Seaworth, and Ben Crompton, who plays Edison Tullett. Sophie Turner wore a stylish red mini dress, with a split down the side and over-the-knee black boots. Meanwhile, Maisie wore a fashionable black jumpsuit and ruby red stiletto heels. Yet it wasn't just their GOT co-stars who turned heads, and mother of the bride, Conjada Mary Sybil Leslie, wore a striking red dress with matching accessories and a white, cropped blazer to watch her daughter get married. Also making a bold fashion statement were Rose's bridesmaids, who opted for different styles of dresses in a pink, green and white paisley pattern. After the couple's nuptials, the bagpipes played as Kit and Rose emerged from the church as husband and wife. The newlyweds walked hand in hand around the church grounds, embracing each other and sharing a moment alone before leaving the ceremony. Yet it wasn't long until the happy couple were joined by their guests and marriage witnesses once again as they were drenched in confetti. Later on, Kit helped his blushing bride into a rusty blue H-Reg Land Rover Defender, which had the words "Just Married" stuck to the radiator and tin cans tied to the back. The lovebirds waved to the crowd, who roared with approval, as they drove off into the distance. Meanwhile, their guests also left the church for a wedding breakfast at the Leslie clan's Wardhill Castle in a fleet of minibuses. The Leslie clan has worshipped at Rayne Church for hundreds of years, and its walls are adorned with plaques to their many ancestors. Their graves fill the small churchyard, which is surrounded by a high stone wall. Rose attended the tiny Rayne primary school down the road as a young girl. Just hours before the wedding, the father of the bride, Sebastian, told of his delight about the upcoming ceremony. Speaking at the entrance to his sprawling estate, he told Mail Online, "We are absolutely thrilled for Kit and Rose to be marrying today. It's a delight." He added the ceremony was using facilities from the local area, Aberdeenshire, as well as the catering. Sebastian admitted he was not in charge of the wedding, which was being coordinated by his wife Candy. He said, "As you undoubtedly know, the father is not in charge of the marriage ceremony." Earlier in the day, members of the close-knit Leslie clan were sweeping up outside sprawling Wardhill Castle, clearing the entrance to the show business wedding of the year. And the couple's wedding planner popped in to make sure the lavish decorations were in place at the huge marquee that has been set up inside the spacious walled garden, which forms part of the castle estate. Kit and Rose tied the knot at 3 p.m. followed by a wedding breakfast attended by up to 100 guests. The couple are expected to spend their wedding night in the castle's laird's bedroom, which has a 4-poster bed. Also seen heading to the nuptials was singer Marcus Mumford and Ben Lovett of Mumford & Sons, who was pictured hobbling on crutches through Aberdeen Airport. Whilst they were not invited to the wedding, a group of Chinese students made an epic journey to give their best wishes to the Game of Thrones wedding couple. The group took trains, buses and even stayed overnight to reach remote Wardhill Castle to deliver flowers to their hero. Jon Snow actor Kit. Audrey Zhu, 24, who is studying at Glasgow University, told Mail Online, "We want to give out best wishes to Jon Snow. He is my hero. He is so brave and very handsome." Audrey, who is traveling with fellow student Yoon Yao Lee, spent the night in a hostel in Inverness as part of their epic journey. "We left Glasgow yesterday and took the train to Inverness. We spent the night in a hostel and we caught another train to Inverary. And then we got a bus. It dropped us off at a village down the road. We walked from there." The young women met up with another pair of Chinese students in the bus who were also big Game of Thrones fans. Wei Chung, 28, told Mail Online, "We did not know the girls before. We met them in the bus. We are all big fans of Jon Snow and Game of Thrones.